Good morning, gamers. Welcome to the Gamers Roast podcast. I'm your usually co-host, turned host, Wesley Lance. Beside me is Aaron Piper.
Hey, guys.
Josh is out for the week. He's on vacation, so we have Aaron guesting. So, we're excited to bring you a little snippet of the gaming news of the week. There was a lot. We were having a hard time deciding what we were going to talk about. But we're going to talk about the Battlefield 2042, some reviews of that beta. It was a little bit mixed. We're talking about a quick update on the Activision Blizzard situation. Hopefully not going to get too far into the weeds on that. The big Twitch leak, of course. And then,
huge. That one's huge. Can't believe that one.
Yeah, and then a little bit of news on Far Cry 6, but probably not the type of news that you're expecting. So stay tuned for all of that. But before we get into all that, we're going to get into the daily grind real quick. As we've mentioned last couple episodes, we have a sponsorship now, an ability to support the show. So if you're listening on any podcast services like Spotify, Anchor, that sort of thing, there's a link in the description to support the show. If you could drop us a couple bucks, we'd appreciate it. But of course, we just appreciate you listening and supporting us that way.
Absolutely.
If you're on YouTube, liking, subscribing, commenting, letting us know any games you want to talk about, coffees you want us to review, all that stuff. Just that interaction is super helpful. So thank you all guys for that. And then real quick, also, if you're wondering where Josh is, like I said, he's on vacation. So you'll have to put up with us this week.
Woo!
And also our barren desk, because he's the one that brings his consoles in to flex on everybody.
Yeah.
So, but before we get into all that, you're going to be surrogate Josh and talk about football, because that's not my thing.
Yes. So. All right. So I will do what Josh always does. So this the game coming up tonight is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles. And you know, I think it is going to be an absolute slaughter. So, because the Buccaneers, they just look so good. Eagles, they're not doing good this year. So I'm gonna say that the Buccaneers are gonna win. I'm gonna say they're gonna win 31-10.
Sheesh.
So yeah, so we'll see if I can do a little bit better than Josh.
Yeah, Josh has made bold claims before, and they've never really. I
gotta go out there with Josh and do a bold one. You know, see if I can get a little closer.
Cool.
So all right.
And you know what? While we're at it, do you want to give yourself a little bit of an introduction so people actually know who you are? So like how you got into games, your favorite types of games, that sort of thing. Yeah.
So with a little bit backstory, Josh and I have been good friends since we were both little kids. We kind of lived in the same neighborhood. Kind of parents moved where each other went. So that's how I know Josh. How I got into games, really. So my dad is a trash man, so it's kind of weird to start off with games.
Yeah.
But he would always find gaming systems that people would throw away, like around Christmas time. So
still functioning.
So
people.
So we got the Nintendo 64, the Sega Dreamcast, PlayStation, GameCube, all of this stuff from the trash that people just throw away when the next gen game. So I was always a generation behind at first. Right?
I've been a generation behind my whole life. That's amazing.
So I always got into like Jak and Dexter, Ratchet and Clank, Spyro, Crash. All of those games were really fun up until I hit the PlayStation 2 era. So then at that point in time, I went for like MLB, but mainly the Star Wars Battlefield.
Battlefront, obviously.
Star Wars Battlefront. Yep. Number 2, the original was the best. I loved the Star Wars pod racing. That's not talked about really a lot anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was never Anakin. I don't remember the one that I had. Always had a big X. Kind of made like an X symbol for the pod racer.
I don't know any. My only other pod racing knowledge is Sebulba.
If you've never played Star Wars pod racing, I believe if you have a PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, you can go to the store. I think that they have brought it back now. The controls are really whack, especially because on the PlayStation 2, you didn't have all the buttons and stuff.
Oh, because the analog sticks were added later.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So it's definitely interesting. But it's fun. So then from there, Skyrim. I'm really big into Assassin's Creed right now. I'm probably about 112 hours into Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Wow.
Yeah,
I've never touched an Assassin's Creed game, and
it is huge.
Yeah,
it is huge, but it is a blast. So I'm almost done with that. I'm trying to go for 100%.
I think I put over 120 hours into Breath of the Wild, and I never 100%ed it. Not even all of the let alone the Koroks, not even all the side quests.
See, I never got into the Wii. I never really got.
That's weird.
I got into the Wii bowling and stuff.
Yeah, but so did my grandparents, Aaron. So that's not saying much. Sorry. Really with the Wii bowling, my in-laws, they told us, they said, hey, why don't you and my wife Sydney, why don't you guys come over? We'll go bowling. I'm like, yeah, great. So I brought my bowling ball. They set up the Wii. That's hilarious.
They set up the Wii, and that is the first time that I've ever seen. It was Sydney's two older brothers and her dad both rolled a perfect game in Wii bowling.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. And kudos to them, but I felt really awkward standing with a bowling ball and they had Wii remotes.
I used to be really good at Wii boxing. I mean, not like you had to have any skill. You just kind of
yeah, you just all over the place.
It didn't really matter.
That dude got one lucky shot. You'd hit him 50 times. Yep. You get one shot, you're down. So yeah, but yeah, that's a quick little.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can't believe the people throw out old systems.
Yeah. So especially with the games and games too. I mean, it would be game cartridges. So
that's so weird to me.
What is it? Metal Gear Solid. The one, is that with Snake?
Yeah, that's the original.
Yeah. So we got that on the original PlayStation, the original one.
People just threw it out.
Just threw it away. Yep. Because what happened?
One of the greatest games of all time, ladies and gentlemen.
It was smudged on the back, so it wouldn't read. So what you had to do is you got to take your little cloth.
It wasn't scratched. It was just smudged.
It was just smudged.
See, this is a clear example of people buying games who don't know anything about games.
N64, all you had to do was Dad took a little can of compressed air, sprayed it out. Yeah. All the dust came out, and it worked perfectly fine. Yep. The original Atari, I was pretty good.
Went down there.
Yep.
Atari games
went down, but yeah.
Atari games.
I still have an Atari.
Like a 2600?
Yeah. I mean, it's in a box. It has all the original. Wow. You set it up. My favorite is you're on a plane, or I think you're a plane. You're flying.
It's hard to tell sometimes with Atari.
It really is. But you're flying and you have to shoot things out of your way and you have to go back and forth.
That sounds a little bit more advanced than a 2600 game. That might be, I don't know. I know they made like a it's an old 5200 or something.
Maybe. I'll have to look when I get but yeah.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on to our coffee of the week. We've got it iced, so we don't want our ice to melt.
Drink the water so that
yeah. So you suggested this one. You stopped and got it on your way in. I didn't even know this was a thing.
So just so everyone's aware, this is the third coffee that we're going to try that I have suggested. The first one was the Dunkin' Donuts.
The Dunkin' Macchiato.
The second one was the coffee that I got you guys.
Oh, the Kayakopi.
Yeah.
So
never going to try that one. I just wanted to see his reaction when not even Josh's, it was his.
It actually was pretty good. I just had to get out of my mind that they had been previously eaten. So both coffees you've recommended so far have been pretty good. So this is a Coca-Cola with coffee.
I have had this one.
You have.
I will drink it. I'm not going to tell you my opinion on it until after we drink it.
Okay, so it's carbonated. It looks like it's just Coke blended with coffee. Now it's only 70 calories, so it can't be full Coke.
Yeah, well,
usually Coke is 120 calories or something.
There are three kinds. There is vanilla, caramel, and dark blend.
The dark blend.
Yep, I can only find the dark blend.
All right. Well, let's open her up here and let's get it poured. Oh my word! It's it's steaming. We stuck it in the freezer to get it cold before we drank it. So I think it's got some buildup.
Yep.
Sorry, this is giving me flashbacks to the Barissimo sparkling cold brew. Oh, so bad. So here we go.
Hey, at least this one, I made sure this one's not expired. So.
The Barissimo was not expired. Well, it technically was expired, but it was only expired by like a week. So like the King's Brew was like 6 months.
All right, here we go.
Oh, that's a weird smell. Oh, it smells like Coke. Oh,
here we go. It's the after flavor that gets me.
I don't know how I feel about that. See, it just tastes like Coca-Cola with something just slightly off. Like, it tastes like Coke when you first drink it, and then just a little hint of the coffee. Like, it tastes like somebody gave me a Coke, but they did something to it. It's not a good blend. Like, it's not. There are some flavors that like seamlessly blend together. This just tastes like the two flavors are clashing. They don't work together.
It tastes like you took a coffee cup and you had a little bit left in the bottom, but you were too lazy to pour it out. And you're like, it'll be okay.
It mixes together in my stomach.
So,
yeah, that's exactly what it tastes like. Like just a little bit of residual coffee. Ew, yeah, that's.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not nearly as bad as the Barissimo. Now that we have gone to the lowest of the low, like it's, I don't know. That's probably like I'd give it a 3.5.
I was gonna give it a 4.
Yeah. Just drink a Coke or drink a coffee.
Yeah, don't do the half.
Yeah, that doesn't really work that well. It's an interesting idea. But
yeah, that's what when my wife actually saw it on the shelf and she's like, no. So out of all 3 of them, I'm just gonna say that this one is the best.
Yeah.
Of it. The caramel one,
that'd be way too sweet. This is already really sweet.
Yeah. The caramel one tasted like you took a Diet Coke and you just sprayed a whole bunch of caramel on it and then like put a coffee after flavor.
Yeah. So, you're not missing much.
No.
It's certainly far from the worst thing. It tastes like Coke, and Coke tastes good, so.
If you want to try it for yourselves, I actually picked this up at Target. You can get all 3 flavors at Walmart.
Of course you can get it at Walmart. Wow.
Yeah, you can get everything at Walmart.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was... Thanks for the suggestion, but your other 2 suggestions were much better.
That's what I was going to say. This one... I knew what it was going to taste like. Yeah. I kept my mouth shut. And I keep drinking it, hoping that hoping that it gets better.
Well, because it does taste like Coke, and so Coke is nice, but no.
It reminds me of the Coca-Cola Tic Tacs. Have you ever tried those?
See, that makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's a little bit... I've never tried them, but that combination makes more sense to me.
Or
actual water, because that's really sweet, man.
Or at Disney... they have a Disney Springs down in Florida. They have a Coca-Cola store, and if you go all the way to the top, there is a like a little cafe. You can get really cool things that are Coca-Cola. You get a Coca-Cola brownie.
Yeah, Coca-Cola cake is a thing.
Coca-Cola brownie sounds good. Sounds
really good,
but it tastes like you're chewing flat Coke.
Ew.
Yeah. So imagine flat Coca-Cola with the texture of a brownie.
Ew.
Yeah, it was not what we were expecting.
Ew. Okay, all right.
Anyway, moving on.
I'm just imagining like the Coke is like congealed into. Oh, okay. Actually, no. For whatever reason, I got the idea of like chewing tobacco, like just chewing Coke. I don't know why. Here's my Coke flavored chewing tobacco. Sorry. My grandpa chewed tobacco for most of my childhood. He gave it up eventually, but you always had to be careful what brown liquid you sipped when you were around Pap, because it could be tobacco juice. So it looked like Coke. Okay, moving on. Sorry. Moving on. Roast of the week. Anyway, that was a place I didn't want to go. Roast of the week. We talked about it a little bit beforehand. A couple weeks ago, we mentioned Call of Duty Vanguard and how I feel. I feel like the whole Call of Duty machine at this point feels so soulless. And I'm like, just stop at this point, please. But they're not stopping. In fact,
beating that dead horse.
In fact, before Call of Duty Vanguard is even out, excuse me, stupid Coke making me burp. Before Call of Duty Vanguard is even out, the Call of Duty title for 2022, the title has been leaked, allegedly. It's going to be made by Infinity War. It is going to be a direct sequel to 2019's Modern Warfare, which was an effective reboot of the series. And appropriately enough, it is leaked to be called Modern Warfare 2. Because this wasn't confusing enough. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, to keep people from getting confused, the official title of this is Modern Warfare 2 with Roman numerals instead of like an Arabic numeral 2. That's how they're going to differentiate this. So
staying frosty.
Just call it something different.
Yeah.
Like, I get reboot. I understand rebooting the series, sort of, but they didn't really do much different. They just a different story, I guess. I never played Modern Warfare. I don't usually play
it's
Call
like
of
the
Duty
reboots
campaigns.
of the Star Wars Battlefront. I mean, that's Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 as well. So when you say, oh man, I really love Star Wars Battlefront 2, they're like, oh yeah, so do I. I'm like, no.
No.
PS2 version, not
the new one.
Yeah. The original.
But then for them to continue going along with it, but then obviously they acknowledge that it's confusing because they canonically called it Modern Warfare II, which is just how I'm going to say it when I'm talking about it. Because but why? Like, you obviously know that it's confusing or you wouldn't have made that change. So just call it something different. I think my favorite thing about this article, I was reading it's a Game Rant article. Oh, way to go, phone. It stopped responding. They mentioned that it's not like they're going with a super lengthy title like Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Like, and I've never realized how much of a mouthful that title was.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Call it Call of Duty Post-Modern Warfare or something. I don't know.
So you think when they get to Modern Warfare 3, the reason they'll do the I, so people can use like Modern Warfare 3, I.
Well, they did Black Ops 4, and instead of doing IV, they just did four I's, and so every time you load it up on your PS4, it looks like Call of Duty, boy! And every time I see it, that's all I see in my head. Because that's not how you write 4 in Roman numerals.
No, it's not.
It's I, and then the V. It's... No, they did
they didn't want to do Black Ops IV because they knew that one needed to be in the hospital.
Oh my! Yeah. So is it better
that
than
friend's dying?
Is it better than Boy? I don't know.
I don't know.
In Infinity. Well, is that Black Ops is Infinity Ward, right? Because I know it goes back and forth between Treyarch and Infinity Ward, which is also really stupid.
I think Black Ops is Treyarch.
Yeah. So this is no. So yeah, this is Infinity Ward. So I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know how Roman numerals work, and they're trying it again, and it's just confusing. So
that's what happens when you try to pump out games
every year. Like, for crying out loud. Just give it another year. No one is clamoring for more Call of Duty. Anyway, we got to get off this.
Don't look. Activision with Modern Warfare, with any more Call of Duty games. Don't go as extreme as Rockstar, but take a page out of Rockstar's book.
Oh no!
With GTA 6 and
never releasing it.
That might be a better thing. There you go.
Yeah. Is there any news on GTA 6? I can't remember if that ever got like.
So I read a couple things. Apparently, it is reported. Nothing has been confirmed, but it's reported that GTA 6 is going to be in 1998.
Yeah, no, I do remember reading this.
And that the map is supposed to be evolving, almost like a Fortnite style map of evolving. Which I don't know why they compared it to Fortnite.
Yeah, that's a weird comparison.
I mean, it's taken so long to come out that it can be compared to anything right now because we don't know if it exists.
Yeah, that's true. Because again, it's all leaks and stuff. So anyway, Call of Duty being Call of Duty. So real quick, like I said, I don't really want to get into the weeds on this, but there has been an update on the Activision Blizzard situation. I've been just trying to keep a little eye on it. It's in California, and there's not much I can do about it, but I like to keep an eye on it. So allegedly, the United States Equal Opportunity, oh my word, this stupid article won't load. The EEOC, oh thank you, my phone is being stupid. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, EEOC, and Activision Blizzard have settled a lawsuit over the games company allegedly pervasive, more than allegedly, I would say, sexual harassment and discrimination. The Activision Blizzard is creating an $18 million fund to compensate employees who claim damages. I don't know how far that's going to go.
I don't know.
Like, that sounds like a lot of money, but in company terms, that's really not that much at all. Like, these are companies that routinely spend billions upon billions of dollars acquiring new properties and stuff. So 18 million doesn't seem like that much, especially with how lawsuits can go. Like, it's nice that they're doing something, but
it's like kicking over a kid's lemonade stand and being like, here's $10 to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it feels a little bit like lip service. I went into this last week. I go back and forth between believing the worst about companies and believing the best about people that are in the company. So there's a part of me that really does hope that this is a sign of a change, but there's a part of me that's like, this just feels like they're just trying to do damage control at this point. And I mean, we even saw that with Vanguard.
Trying to save face.
Yeah.
That's all they're trying to do is trying to save face.
With Vanguard's release, Activision's name was nowhere on that beta when Vanguard was in beta testing, because I played it and I was like, Activision is very silent.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. So it's weird, but it's nice that they're in talks, but it's not like they had a lot of choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's see. There's a quote here. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick said in a statement that we will continue to be vigilant in our commitment to the elimination of harassment and discrimination in the workplace. We thank the EEOC for its constructive engagement as we work to fulfill our commitments to eradicate inappropriate conduct in the workplace. So they say any unclaimed funds will go towards nonprofit organizations that focus on advancing women in the video game and tech sectors or promoting awareness of gender. I assume they mean equality, not quality, or towards future diversity and inclusion investments. So, we'll see how it goes. I'd like to see some of that money go to Girls Who Code. Like, that's a really cool nonprofit focused particularly on black girls, girls of like women of color, getting them into the industry and letting them learn the skills they need. So I don't know. We'll see. It's nice to see something be done, whether or not their hand was forced. But like I said, I've been wanting to keep an eye on it. We don't really need to get in the weeds of it because it's a complex issue. But
you can definitely do some more research on your guys' own.
Yeah.
If you really want to get into the weeds of it.
It doesn't take much to Google. I can tell you that much. So next thing, Twitch.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Yes.
So allegedly, hackers, reportedly, this is not an alleged thing, hackers have reportedly leaked Twitch's source code, user details, and more. So
this is like people's passwords and
usernames,
information, and it has been so. An anonymous hacker is claiming to have leaked 125 gigs worth of data from Twitch.
So keep in mind, that doesn't sound like a lot, but data is usually in text form, and like a username and password is several kilobytes. So
yeah, so this is like what I would say hundreds of thousands of people's
at least
information easily.
At least.
So if you guys have a Twitch, highly recommend changing your password and setting up the two-phase authentication.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. Here's a big kicker. An anonymous source from Twitch has confirmed that this rumor is true, but Twitch hasn't said anything about it publicly.
Man, they seriously haven't said anything?
No, nothing. They haven't even addressed it. So, like, if you've had this big of a data breach,
you got to talk about it.
You have to get in front of it.
That's just doing due diligence to your user base.
Yeah, because what's going to happen is now these people, I mean, if you do this, I do not recommend it. I get on my wife for this all the time, but a lot of people use the same password for multiple things and same username for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, say somebody has their username for Twitch is the same as their bank.
Yeah.
Password and everything. And they're going to get wiped out.
Absolutely.
Cleaned out.
Like, this is
this is huge.
Yeah. This is a dangerous thing. And actually, this is a big scam, is setting up like simple like image hosting websites that people sign up sign up for, and they just use their default username and password. And hackers will it's super easy to set up a program that just brute forces those things. And that's usually what this is you get the leak, you get these username and passwords, and you just brute force them on Amazon, on every major bank. And even if 90% of them don't work, the 10% that you get, huge payout.
Well, let's just go into detail really quickly on how, like, to kind of grasp it. Ring doorbells and all that. They just recently had a data breach, and they've addressed it. But how they got found out about it was people were hacking into people's Rings And Ring has indoor security systems with Blink and all of that. And there are videos where these people are hacking into it and talking to these people in their houses. And one of the videos, these parents have she had to be under 10-year-old daughter, in her bedroom just to make sure everything was safe. They have a camera in there, kind of like a nanny cam thing. And the person was talking to her through that camera to the little girl in that room.
Oh, it's so creepy. Oh my word. Wow.
Like just from passwords and data. So with like, get it together, Twitch.
Like, come on. Yeah. So highly recommend, if you have a Twitch account, change your password. Don't make it anything else that's important, like your bank account, any of that.
And changing your password and changing one number to something is not changing your password.
Yeah.
Like, change your password.
Yeah.
Because they're going to, once they have it, they're going to try all the different variations of it.
Yeah. It's really interesting because the end of this article talked about how Twitch was already in kind of hot water because they apparently weren't doing a good enough job protecting streamers from like racist and like homophobic comments and all of that stuff. So Twitch is allegedly giving creators more control over their comments. But after this, man, just would not want to be Twitch right now. Yeah. What's Twitch a subsidiary of? Is it Amazon? An Amazon on Twitch?
Yeah, Amazon Twitch. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So that's oof. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird to me that everything is owned by everything else at this point. Like, I can't keep track of who's what, but it's just so weird that this, not that it's flown under the radar, but just that there's been no official word. But
no, it's
a weird time to be on the internet, like just in general.
It definitely needs to be addressed, because what's going to happen is Twitch not only has breached the trust of a lot of people. This could, honestly, if they don't address it, this might be able to be enough to put Twitch under.
Yeah,
because a lawsuit, like the lawsuit ability, like if it goes back to it, just the lawsuits in general could,
on top of the stuff that they've already been getting.
Yeah.
The problem is there's not really a viable alternative to Twitch right now that I'm aware of. Like, with Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, that's why everybody's moving away from Facebook. Amazon, you can buy, like, every store has alternatives now. There's not really another good place.
Well, YouTube, I was going to say, YouTube streaming is actually starting to kind of take off a little
YouTube
bit.
Would be the big one. I could see people moving over to YouTube.
Yeah.
So who knows?
We'll see. I know this is going with the whole the hot water that Twitch is already in with the racism comments and stuff and things. There was this guy who actually I want to do some more research and find out exactly what happened to him, but he was Twitch. He got dared to Twitch to live stream his life, like as he's going. He was one of those type of streamers. He was in a bank, and his headphones or whatever got unplugged. And about that time, somebody had donated, and the way that he had the donations is it read the donations out loud.
Oh no!
And it read out loud that I have a bomb, and that this is a robbery. And the dude had to be like, no, that wasn't, no. And that, I know he had to end the live stream because at that point in time, like, security came up.
Yeah, reasonably so.
Like, everything started going down, so he ended the live stream. I don't know what happened. I want to do some more research, but I was just reading that actually today before we came to record.
Way to go, internet.
Yep.
Way to be excellent to each other. It's fine. There's a part of me that wonders if maybe all public access stuff like that should be shut down. Anyway, that's not a good solution, but there are days.
Just remember the Modern Warfare lobbies. The trash talking that goes on.
So when I played Modern Warfare 3 with my brother, we had a PS3. Our immediate reaction was to mute all. We never listened to anybody. Oh, I think one time, did you hear the episode I was talking to Josh about the one time I tried talking to people when I was playing Apex? I kept because normally I just mute.
Yeah.
The one time I didn't, I was doing duos and I got paired up with a guy and I went, hey, and he's like, hey bro, what's up? I was like, nothing much. How about you? He's like, doing good. Silence. The entire match, neither of us talked. And I was like, cool.
This is awkward, yeah.
Never doing this again. Whereas if I just mute, they just assume I don't have a mic. It's great.
See, I'm a weird person. I like the single player games unless I have friends to play with. Because if if I'm going online by myself, I don't like playing with randos. I just don't.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Because it drives me nuts. Either you get ditched or they quit, or because I am not good at Black Ops at all. Like I'm good at Battle Warfare. Like the gaming, the setup, it's weird.
Yeah.
But not good at Black Ops. But yeah, everybody leaves. And I'm just like, nope, can't. I'm just going to stick with single player.
I've never really had a problem with people leaving. I play Overwatch a lot online. That's fun. But
I've never played Overwatch.
It's a lot of fun, actually.
I need to play that.
All right. So real quick, I feel like we spent a lot of time on things. So real quick, Far Cry 6, like I said, not the news you were expecting, but maybe the news we all needed.
PETA
Latino releases a statement requesting Ubisoft to remove the cockfighting minigame from Far Cry 6. So Far Cry 6, set in an environment based on Cuba. Cockfighting is legal in Cuba, whether or not it's not ethical, like it's terrible.
Yeah.
Like, let's just get this off the bat.
Yeah,
like,
we're not promoting.
It's terrible.
We're not promoting it.
It's absolutely unethical. And I honestly have mixed feelings about it being included. Like, I get that they're trying to make it realistic, but it does feel very weird because basically they've made a Mortal Kombat minigame where you can select the rooster you want to play as and fight to the death. Or, well, apparently they don't actually die in the game.
No, and it doesn't show blood or anything.
The feathers come off. It's very strange.
But you kind of walk up and like, hello, senor. Want to wipe my chicken?
I've never... What?
I don't know.
That's exactly how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. It's really authentic stuff. They got a guy from the Midwest to come in and do all the voice acting. It's amazing. Sorry. You sounded like Speedy Gonzalez. Oh my, yeah. So
I do all the voices for Far Cry, just so you guys are aware.
Oh, dear goodness. So, PETA Latino has requested that Ubisoft completely remove it from the game.
Yeah.
I understand the thinking. Like, on the scale of weird stuff that PETA has done, this is on the low end. Like,
now, mind you, PETA is also mad at
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing?
Because you can catch fish and display them in the museum. So, yeah. They're not real.
They have nothing better to do.
Because Aaron and I were talking about this. I was like, on one hand, I see it because it is promoting something that is unethical. On the other hand, GTA lets you kill prostitutes.
Yeah.
And nobody
cares.
Nobody has petitioned about that. And to me, that's a lot more troubling. That's like, a big yikes.
The stuff that you can do in GTA, and like, isn't this the reason that is GTA banned in California?
No, so the only ban for GTA that I remember is when the code for, I think it was San Andreas, got leaked. Hackers found a removed, it was a sex minigame, basically.
Oh, gotcha.
And it wasn't in the game, but it was in the code, and hackers restored it, and that made it get recalled and got an AO rating on it.
Well, I know that there was a big thing with GTA getting parents trying to get GTA banned because of just how
there was a big pushback. I don't think it ever did get banned.
Gotcha.
Because that's the whole point of the ASRB, though, is because they're rated. So if parents like look at a game and it's rated M for sexual content, maybe don't let your 10-year-old play it. I don't know.
I used to work at GameStop, and it would blow my mind the amount of parents that would come in with their little 8-year-old kids and buy GTA.
Yeah, because they
just
assume that
this is an M rating. Oh, it's fine. Just give it to them.
But then video games are the one that get blamed because kids are playing it. I'm like, you're the one that bought it for your kid. I was actually listening to a podcast where one of the guys worked at, he lives in the UK, so their big gaming store is just called Game. And he was working at Game, and a kid brought up Dante's Inferno, the video game. It was so very hard M game, very violent, very intense. And the lady brought it up and said, I'd like to buy this. And she had a little 8-year-old. And he said, ma'am, I don't think that this game is appropriate for your son. He said, have you researched this game? She's like, well, not really. And he says, I really don't think this is appropriate. And apparently the kid goes, Mom, I am getting this game. And the guy was like, oh, no, sonny. Yeah. So if parents, it does that. If parents don't take responsibility for the media that their kids intake, then they're gonna intake stuff that's not good for them. And anyway, I don't know how we got on this from Far Cry 6, but
because PETA is saying that there's bad
that it's you. Yeah. So I sort of understand where they're coming.
I see where they're coming from, but ultimately, in my opinion, in the grand scheme of things, a virtual chicken, like, is that really what we need to be fighting about?
Yeah. I'm personally more upset about the horrible things you can do in GTA because that's representing things that really do happen to real people.
Yeah, exactly.
That is making light of a real problem. Not that animal fighting is not a real problem. Like, it is, but yeah, I don't know.
So
maybe, I don't know. I really don't have a strong opinion on it because, again, I do have a strong opinion on them being bad at Animal Crossing. Like, let the animals live on the island in peace. They're fine. They're cute. I'm done with Animal Crossing. I got bored of Animal Crossing pretty quick. All right. Whew, wow. We've talked about a whole lot, and I feel like we've been going actually decently long on everything. So, Battlefield 2042 beta.
Yes, I want to...
Weird mixture of reviews.
Yes. Now, I really wanted to play it. I was actually on vacation this past week, so I didn't get to play the beta, but I had a lot of friends who played it.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest glitches that he didn't know how he did it, and it was like this for a couple of games, actually. One of my friends on the Xbox, when he was playing, his character turned upside down. So think of the synchronized swimmers when their feet are up in the air. So his feet were in the air. His arms were in his feet holding the gun. When he would walk, his legs would move. But his head was just skidding across the ground. And
the world's worst unicycle.
Yeah. Ow, 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 ow. And he thought, like, his camera, his angle was on the ground. So it wasn't, so everybody saw him upside down. He saw all their feet.
So the camera, so the camera was down on the ground.
The camera was down on the ground.
Could he see his gun?
No. That's all he could see. Like, he thought that he had clipped into the map. That's what he thought. And that all that was showing was his head. He couldn't see his gun. Now, when he would reload, the gun would come to the ground and you would see it come out and the whole reload function, but then the gun would disappear again.
Because it would pop back up.
It would pop back up.
How does a glitch like that even exist?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. But it was definitely interesting. And then I saw a video of a guy, I guess in one of the maps there was a rocket that goes up. Yeah. So somehow he started going up the rocket. Like, I guess there's a way that you like clip on, almost like Battlefield Hardline, where you can rappel up.
Gotcha.
So he started doing that on the rocket, and he went to infinity and beyond.
Oh no!
And he just kept going up and up and up because the rocket took off. And he's like laughing, and the map just got really small. And the video ended before it showed exactly what happened to him. But he just kept going up and up and up.
That reminds me of a glitch in Sonic 06 where when you're fighting Silver, if you get the angle just right, he can push you away and get you out of the bounds of the map, and you just keep going. You just never stop.
Oh, no.
Because it's supposed to stop when you hit a wall, but if there's no wall for you to hit, you just keep going. Yeah, it's so weird. So this is a really mixed review because some of these reviews are like, this is the best Battlefield it's ever been. The gunplay is great.
Because they're comparing it to Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. So back, if you like the Battlefield 3 and the Battlefield 4, the feel, the gameplay, just the all in all memory of it, then this is what they're saying it feels like.
Yeah. But then there are other people that say that it's so glitchy and rough around the edges that it feels more like an alpha than a beta, which oof.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying that because cool thing with my mind went blank. Battlefield.
DICE.
I knew that. My mind went blank. DICE had actually postponed it because it was supposed to come out in just a few days.
Month, yeah.
In just a few days, at the end of this month. They postponed it till the middle of November, and a lot of people are saying that they need to postpone it even further.
Well, yeah, because Josh and I were talking about that, and like 6 weeks is nothing in game dev time.
No, it's really not.
It was such a weird amount of time, especially now looking at the beta. That doesn't seem like it'd be enough time to fix all this.
No.
they really barely postponed it.
Now, do you think, and this is just my personal opinion, do you think that DICE released the beta because people were so gun-ho and wanting to play it, even though they knew that it wasn't ready, even for the beta, just to show people why they postponed it, so people that would appreciate? Because if people are like, I mean, you're going to get, if you postpone a game, I mean, look at what happened with like Cyberpunk and all of that, how people, I mean, they're literally getting they got their heads chewed off and they released it and it wasn't ready. So this is maybe
but that's the thing, is they released it even after the postponement and it wasn't ready.
So maybe this is DICE's way of showing them like, hey, it's not ready. We're not just blowing smoke.
Yeah.
This is why it's not ready, and they let people play it to show them, hey, this is how not ready it is.
I mean, maybe were people really giving them flack for postponing though? Because I understand.
Oh yeah,
I understand getting flack for postponing it and it's still not being ready on release. Like, if you're gonna delay a game, you got to make sure that it's good by the time you release it. That's the whole point of you postponing it. That it doesn't.
So I heard that Battlefield lost a lot of pre-orders. I was talking to one of my buddies who still work at GameStop, and he was saying that after they postponed it for that week, they probably had about 50 people come in and cancel their pre-orders.
Why?
Because they were like, if they want it to be so competitive with Vanguard, that if it's not like ready right then, because it was supposed to originally come out before Vanguard. So their thought is, well, why, if I'm already getting Vanguard and I already like Vanguard, why get Battlefield?
Because Battlefield is like going
to be better. It's going to be better.
I really think it's going to be better.
And I think it's going to be better as well. And especially because of the delay.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, well, Vanguard comes out shortly. You know, everybody's going to, I mean, Call of Duty people are going to go for Call of Duty.
Right. I mean,
then the only chance I think DICE had was before release. Well, now people are going to see how good it is. It's going to take them a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is. But people are like, well, I'm going to be playing Vanguard because that's going to come out just a few weeks after Vanguard. And people are, I mean, that's my thought.
Yeah, I guess that seems really petty, because
I think it's petty.
The whole point of them delaying is to make it better.
Exactly.
I don't think that the whole point was to show people how unfinished it is, because as a game studio, you don't really want to show your hand like that. You don't want people you don't want to be like, see, it wasn't ready. We knew what we were doing. We didn't have it
in
ready.
Your face.
Like, yeah, that's not really a good PR move. I did remember reading somewhere, and I don't know exactly where it was, but somewhere that this build was a couple months old. Like, this is not the build that they're currently working on. So
really, okay.
Perhaps it is much further along, and they just maybe this is the build where they realized that they needed to postpone it. Maybe this was the point that they realized that we gotta give ourselves a little bit more time. So it could be further along than we think it is. I don't think that they released it just to show people that the postponement was legitimate, because I think the people that are really in tune and really engaged with Battlefield didn't think that it was pointless. Those weren't the people that went to go cancel their pre-orders.
True.
You know what I mean? The people that canceled their pre-orders were people that were like, well, I'll buy it because it's the new one, but it better be better than Call of Duty. And like, that was, I don't know what that voice was, but like the people.
If any of my friends from work are listening to this, that's my representation. Because when they played it, they're like, oh, this is nothing like Call of Duty. Well, no, it's not.
It's not the same thing.
It's a whole different game.
Yeah. And so I think the people that canceled their pre-orders were like the people that were just buying it just to prove to themselves that Call of Duty is the better game. They're like, well, I want to make sure that I've got a good opinion, so I'm going to play both. But like in their head, I think they already had it that Call of Duty was going to be better. So I think the people that are really looking forward to it and really engaged with it kept their pre-order.
Yeah.
So
I kept mine.
Yeah. And a lot of people said that aside from turning upside down and defying gravity and flying all over the place, it was fun. Like, they said the gunplay was good. Somebody said they were playing it like a Ghost Recon sort of game, like on their own.
Okay.
And they came across a tank and they got slaughtered. And he's like, and I got really frustrated, as if one soldier versus a giant tank was supposed to be a balanced matchup. And then I remembered I'm playing Battlefield, not COD. So he said he was also in a hangar hiding out. And all of a sudden, one of his teammates Kool-Aid Man through the wall with a vehicle, and he like had a microsecond of before he realized it was a teammate. So he's like, There are a lot of people that said it was a lot of fun. So
now I don't know if Josh has ever mentioned this. If he has, I've forgotten, and I'll have to go in different. I'll have to go back and listen. But I'm looking forward to. So Josh and I used to be in a squad called Blood Brothers. I think he started it. And it started with Battlefield 3.
Is this the one that role played?
Oh my goodness. We would do drills and
I forgot about this.
My favorite was, I don't know if you ever know this in the military, what they would do for sniper training is you would have to hide and you would have to hide in your ghillie suit out in a field and the instructor would be looking for you and you would just have to not move and there would be a guy walking around with a big stick. And what he would do was they would point out to where they think the sniper is, and the guy would come over with a big stick and just smack. And if he hits you, don't move because if you got found, you can't be a sniper.
Wow.
But that's instead of being shot, they got hit by a big stick. But if you could survive that, you could be a sniper. Well, what we would do was on Battlefield 3, there was that map, Operation Firestorm, I believe. It had a giant mountain hill. And we would have a sniper that would sit on that. And what that sniper had to do was we would all be lined up on the road. Okay. And that sniper would have to pick us each off without us seeing where he was shooting us from. So, and that's how Josh was one of the only snipers that was able to pass it. He was a great sniper.
Man, I've really missed out on a good time with the 360.
Oh, man.
I'm upset I went with the PS3.
I have the PS4 and the PS5 now. I am getting an Xbox because of Halo.
Because everybody is flexing on me. It's fine. It's okay.
Hey, you can borrow one of my systems.
Yeah, sure. That doesn't help, Aaron.
but honestly, like I've always said, like between the generations, the 360, like I don't care how you slice and dice it. The 360 was superior to the 3.
It was, yeah.
But then the 4 was superior to the Xbox One.
It flip-flopped.
So even the Pro, like it flip-flopped. So now I think it's too soon to say which it is. One of my friends is flexing because he has the Elite controller for the Xbox. And he's like, well, my controller is way better than the PS5 controller. Well, you're comparing
the base level
to an Elite, like of course.
Yeah, because you paid $150 for the stupid thing.
Exactly. Like you're comparing a house to an RV. Like of course the house is going to be superior.
Yeah, because you paid more for it.
Exactly. Yeah. So
yeah, I as far as which console is going to win out, I am giving a head to Xbox mainly because of Game Pass.
Game Pass is one of the reasons why I got Xbox.
Because power-wise, they're basically the same. Online experience-wise, I feel like they're even the same. Because like Xbox Live is not, its heyday was the 360. The community that Microsoft created then, that was its heyday, and it just kind of fell off. Especially with all of the flack that the One got for always-on internet and that sort of thing. A lot of people jumped ship at that point.
Yeah.
So that community is gone. So the online experience is pretty the same. The power is pretty much the same. PS5 big thing is exclusives. So if you're into like the Horizon series, into the Spider-Man series, the KOTOR is going to be a PS5 exclusive for about a year. That is the PS5 stuff. So, but Game Pass is just everything else. So anyway, really mixed stuff. I don't know how we got onto that too with Battlefield. Really mixed reviews about Battlefield. I'm excited to see how it comes out. Like I said, I'm probably not going to be able to pick it up right when it starts. Yeah. Just because I don't really want to buy it for PS4. This just what doesn't seem to be the point. But I think the thing that I'm excited for is it seems like DICE has put enough into this game to keep it alive for years to come. So I think when I get around to upgrading, it's still going to be big.
See, the one thing that I found out that my coworkers did was, and I didn't know this, and I think this is kind of wrong on DICE's aspect, so I'm going to kind of call them out for this one. They pre-ordered the most expensive of the Battlefield games, and I found out that to be able to play with the previous generation on the Battlefield, you have to have a cross gen.
Yeah, there's a different bundle that
There's
you
a
have
different
to
bundle.
pay.
There's a different bundle. You have to be able to play with people on the.
You have to buy the PS4 version, basically.
Yeah, PS4 and the PS5 version, which makes no sense to me.
I don't understand, because Josh mentioned, why didn't they just make the lot? I understand not making it possible to play on PS5 servers on a PS4, because the power is just like, the servers are going to be too big.
Yeah.
It's like 120 people or something ridiculous.
I get that.
understand having smaller games, but make it available for PS5 players to hop into the PS4 servers.
Exactly. Because not everybody, I mean, PS5s and Xbox Series X's are still extremely hard to get.
Like there's the legitimate reason you'd want to play with people who haven't been able to upgrade yet.
The chances I've been able to get them is because I get up for work really, really early, and that's a lot of times when the restocks are. And I get extremely lucky. When I get it. But yeah, no.
Come on.
Going that.
That's
Do we have time for this? Really quickly?
You know what?
Because it kind of transitions with the whole.
Yeah, you know what?
Thing.
We got like 5 more minutes. Oh man, this is a long episode.
We'll be really, really quick. Okay, so transitioning with the whole next gen and stuff. Bethesda is about to come out with their 10-year anniversary of Skyrim. And
it's a meme at this point.
It really is. It really, because they keep releasing this limited edition, legendary edition, special edition. The
apocalypse will happen, and there will be a Skyrim Apocalypse Edition. we will be in the year 4562, and it will be Skyrim Apocalypse Edition.
Yep. So now there's the Skyrim Anniversary Edition, and it should be released here if it hasn't been released already, it should be here really soon. I don't know exactly when the release date is.
How many times have people played this stupid game?
Exactly. Well, this is where it gets interesting. So Skyrim, the prices obviously has dropped.
Yeah, because it's a 10-year-old game.
It's a 10-year-old game.
Your mic is doing a thing. Sorry.
Okay. It's a 10-year-old game. But Bethesda just raised the prices of Skyrim.
Oh my.
Before the release. I mean, it wasn't very much. I mean, it was like $6 to $7.
But why? But why? It's an intentional decision.
Yeah. Like, they know. They're just like, hey, screw you. Like, they know that people are going to go for but when they release the 10th anniversary edition, like the anniversary edition, you know that's going to be a $60 game.
Yeah. Or at least 50.
Like what?
They might discount it a little bit to make people feel a little bit better about buying it for the 8th time.
But what is going to be different between the special edition and the anniversary edition?
What's different within any re-release?
I know with the special edition, you got all the DLC, which the DLC definitely completely changed the game. Like you can become a vampire or a werewolf.
Yeah.
Like that was really cool.
But again, when your game's been out for 8 years and you re-release it, that's kind of a given.
Exactly. And there's no mods or anything on the console versions.
Yeah.
Like on the PC versions, like you could be Aragon and Saphira.
Yeah.
If you guys know who that is, but Lord of the Rings, like there are different mods that you can do. I saw one that you could be Mario.
Yeah.
Like you could be Mario. Like,
Skyrim is a completely different experience.
Completely different. And yeah, so I just
Bethesda, come
good job,
on.
Bethesda. Like
I know you're working on Starfield, but come on.
I mean, this is their excuse instead of doing. Hey, have you noticed that the 5s are where it's stopping?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no Elder Scrolls 6.
Skyrim, so Elder Scrolls 5.
Unless you're Valve, in which it's just 2. Yeah. Valve doesn't know how to count to 3, but nobody else knows how to count to 6. So.
Apparently so. So Rockstar and Bethesda are in the same, and they're both feeding that dead horse.
What if Rockstar and Bethesda are actually the same company? And none of us have caught on. What if it's actually just the same studio?
Oh, man. That would be insane. Oh. You know what? I think that's why Xbox bought Bethesda. They're like, come on, hurry up. Like, get these out here.
Bill Gates is like, I want Elder Scrolls 6. He's like, I've got billions of dollars. I will literally pay you billions of dollars to make this game.
It's my game and I want it now.
Yeah.
My money and I want it now.
And Bethesda's like, do you want Skyrim again? Because we can give you Skyrim again. Starfield is just Skyrim in space, actually. It's just Skyrim Space Edition. Oh my. Okay, we got to wrap up.
right,
We've been
wrap
going
it
for
up.
a long time. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's been fun.
It's been an interesting episode to say the least.
Yeah, we had a
say the
lot.
least.
Like I said, we had a hard time figuring out stuff to talk about. So apparently, we just talked about it all. So,
Yep.
But we appreciate you guys tuning in. We appreciate you guys just joining us every week as we drink very, very strange coffees, talk about very, very strange gaming news. But yeah. Hope you guys are having a great day. Drink lots of coffees, play lots of games. We will see you guys next week. Take care.
You got one more day to the weekend.
Oh yeah, you can make it.
You got this.
Don't get this though.
Don't get
Just
that.
either get a Coke or get a coffee. So take care, guys.
See you guys.